Hey, it's Andy with Rocket City Pinball. I'm going to demonstrate for you how to install your Signals mod, your Dalmatian Hydrant flasher cover, to replace this flasher cover over here on the Rush games. Pretty easy process. So let me show you what you're going to need. You'll just need a screwdriver and a socket wrench with an 8mm or 5/16 on the end. And I want to point out, just for planning later, I want you to notice on the bottom of the mount here, I've got some felt on here just to help prevent any scratching on your plastic. And I also have a little notch cut out, notch right here. And that's for the lobe on the fire hydrant. So when you install it, when we get there, you're going to tuck it underneath this way and get that lobe up in there like that. Alright, so let's begin. So first thing, of course, is you got to remove the old flash cover, and I recommend you do work on the games with the power off, so I'm going to cut the power here. Now there's enough room to get your socket up underneath the front of the ramp under here, so you can get to that nut there. And just loosen up the screw. Should be able to do it so the nut comes all the way off and falls down into your socket, so you don't lose it. Okay, and you can do the same for the other one. Back here. Okay, got it. Okay, you should be able to remove the screws out the top. Don't lose your washers. Just set them aside. And you'll notice, if it's been a while since you worked on one of these games, you'll see that the flasher cover comes out the bottom. Get my other screw out of here. And you'll also notice that these are no longer bulbs. They're actually surface mounted diodes on a little board here. Okay, so now we're ready to bring the dog in. So I recommend you bring the dog in first without the hydrant, because it'll be easier to install the screw in the back here. So you need to have the screw pass through this hole here, through the plastic, and through this board. So sometimes it's easiest if you put the screw through there first, and then through the hole in the plastic, and then line up your flasher board underneath, and you should be able to come in with your nut and thread it on from the back side here. Okay, then I'm going to bring in my socket wrench again. Once the dog is in here, it's actually a little bit easier to get to this from the back. And you're going to tighten it down, but not all the way. You want to get it just in place a little bit, because you still have to get the hydrant in there. Okay, so next, like I mentioned, you need to bring the hydrant in and up underneath, right up in here, so the lobe sits underneath there, like that. Okay. So now get your screw and your washer. Go down through the top, like that. And then you're carefully going to come in underneath with your nut. You can balance it on your finger, or sometimes you can put something sticky on your finger to hold it on there, but you come up underneath like this. Get it on the screw. My camera is in the way, it's slightly impeding my reach there. Let's try again. Okay. Okay, So now I'm going to come back in with my socket up underneath. Tighten this down. Okay, and now you come around the back again and finish tightening down the back one. Kind of guide it in with one hand in the front. There you go. Now you're in. Now I'm going to rotate the little light board a little bit just to make sure it's centered underneath the hydrant, but now it's in. So let me just turn the lights back on and just see how it looks. So pretty easy to install, and now you've got your signals mod.